Challenge buttons. The confidence.
Yo, crossing under. Let's go. Oh, crossing over.
Careful.
Oh.
Oh my God, he's gaming. Oh,
Awareness.
the awareness.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
I'm sorry, Priest. That was my bad. That was my bad. I won't be back next year. That was my fault.
What's good, guys? Priest coming at you with 5 tips and tricks you might not know about Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3. This one's for the novice Marvel player that's looking for that piece of tech that'll really flesh out their understanding of the game, and with that, reach a new level. Though I wouldn't be surprised if some of my veteran fellow Marvel players learned something while watching this video. Yeah, let's get started.
It's Wednesday night, my kind of fight. Plasma magnets, bombs, we jamming all night. I roll up to Kevin, ask him where's my...
For starters, I'd like to share one tip that might just be some of the most rare, crucial knowledge to have if you play a character with a flight. That is that you can cancel a special into another special during the game's super slowdown animation. So if your opponent does a chaotic flame or a spiral swords to check you in neutral and you're in the middle of inputting a special, you can cancel that special into flight. The game overrides the first special to give you that flight. You can actually cancel into any special, but flight is your best get out of jail free card with this tech. This can be very useful for characters like Magneto, Morgan, Doom, Dormammu, and MODOK, but every character can use the tech. With MODOK, it's very likely that your opponent checks you while you're doing Sonic Blaster. With this tech and some awesome frame data, MODOK can cancel Sonic Blaster into flight and block instantly. This can mean a clutch block from a deadly super. Thanks, Capcom. Now that's not to say you can directly cancel a special that has already come out into flight. The timing has to be right. The flash has to happen first, then you input the special, the zoom in animation happens, and around the end of that you can buffer the flight motion. If you have the right timing, you'll find that you get the flight instead. I'd like to give a quick shout out to Cloud805 for actually giving me this tech way back when I was younger, newer to Marvel, and still learning a lot about the game. Thanks, homie. Learning when you can and when you can't hit or grab your opponent is important, and in Marvel 3 there are some different scenarios where your opponent is invulnerable to your offenses. The average Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3 player knows that during the incoming phase the opponent cannot be grabbed unless he performs an action or hits the ground. But did you know? Characters who tech an air throw are invincible until they perform an action or hit the ground. Alex K, now the ghost of Alex K, was the first to point this out to me, way back. In some cases, this is used to an advantage as players like Filipino Champ and more have setups where even if an air grab is teched, the grabber sets up a scenario where he remains positive and able to continue with pressure. Ergo, it's still my turn, dog. This one's for my fight stick, hitbox, smashbox, mixbox, and any other medium with slappable buttons. This one goes beyond versus games and is just something that I recommend that you consider to use even if you play video games or fighting games at a medium to high, even a pro level. This one's about mind games and using the audio of a button press to your advantage. If you can guess it, you might just be an OG of the FGC because tip number 3 is mapping a button layout to... Nothing! That's right, nothing. Mapping a button to nothing so that when people are listening to your button presses to predict when you'll do something and they get tricked because you do nothing is one of my favorite tricks of the trade that I've picked up on my FGC career. Let me paint the picture for you. So you mess up in neutral and lose a character. Ooh, that's not good for business, is it? Now you have to defend against an incoming setup. I can't tell you how many people abandon their fancy multi-layered mix-ups for a naked meaty whenever I start frantically mashing my button on incoming, as if I was trying to mash out, right before my character appears on screen. They expect to get a clean, easy hit on my character, and at this point they probably don't expect me to block, so they don't go for another layer. I think it's pretty awesome how much power the remapping of button has in fighting games, and in all games. It can make something that someone might find difficult quite easy if you know the tricks of the trade. And this is something that I've spent some time exploring in the past. Check out this video where I give a button layout and one big secret to making plink dashing easier and more accessible in Ultimate Mario vs. Capcom 3. Consider it a gift from your favorite MODOK loyalist to you this Christmas season. Now, of course, it doesn't work every time. It depends on your opponent, but oh my gosh, by golly, do I crack an internal smile when I fool my opponent using outside stimuli. Some people may have incoming setups that option select hits on characters that are trying to dash out or mash out and still confirm into full combo, option selecting another layer of the incoming zero. Sorry about that. In that scenario, mind games become irrelevant. What a game. In other words, nice OS, kid. Ladies and gentlemen, time is one of the most important things ever. What we do with our time says a lot about us, and in Ultimate Mario vs. Capcom 3, you only have a short, set amount of time to make magic happen with X Factor. So why, oh why, do I see my fellow Marvel players using launch as a finishing move? When ever so slowly, but surely, time is ticking. Tip number 4 is about finishing off characters near the ground. Why is this a tip? Because when a character is killed, the next character does not come into the battlefield unless said character has hit the ground and stays there for about 1 or 2 seconds of real-life Marvel time. Killing with a launch means the character has to fly up in the air, hit the ground, and then the timer starts. Wait. What? It's the same? It's the fucking same? What? Does anybody have trouble with tiger knees? Does super jump input buffer mess with your tiger knee motions? Well, do I have a tip for you. Tip number 5 is holding down for a second before going into tiger knees. What this does is it separates the down input before a tiger knee long enough for the Marvel input buffer timing to elapse, giving you a clean, regular jump followed by a motion for that picture-perfect tiger knee. Some characters like Zero can't utilize this, but for other characters like Spencer, this tech is used widely, as people will often whiff a low light before OTGing with the grab for that perfect spacing to get that Spencer combo to kill. Well, that's all the tips I have for today. Oh no, wait. I've got one more, and I saved the best for last. The bonus tip is... don't be a scrub! Level up. Be better than you were yesterday. And if you find that difficult, I got you. I may start recording those 3 Magneto tutorial videos very soon. If not, by the end of this year, next year for sure. It took a while, but I really wanted to make sure that I was decent or at least better than a beginner at making videos. I want those videos to be mint. Okay, that's all. Thanks for watching. Catch me on stream, and I'll see you later. Peace.